Hello, Daryl again. Part 2 on this one. It's still the 15th, well, 16th to 17th. It's still Thursday. Screw the stories. I'm losing track. Time index right now is 11:30 p.m. So I was trying to continue the story concerning about the homeless situation. This is another dark log. And this is the Weaver John C. Roseman, California. The diary of a griever named John Weaver. It is me. So, I was getting to the character name of Billy. There was another name for the dude. I don't even have the information yet. But they posted a lot of them on Facebook when he did pass away a few years back. There was a colorful character in this place. He was a Iraq War veteran. And I think it was the first or second Iraq War. Well, the first one was back in the 90s. No. This one had to be in the second war. When he first got into combat. He came back home having battle injuries and mental injuries. That he couldn't deal with anything. He couldn't stay home. He couldn't stay on his meds. He began wandering around the town of Roseman. Now, Daryl, if you actually have Google Maps up again, like I asked for you to do in the first one, if you type out the Antelope Valley again, but this time section it to Rosamond. Yeah, that little blip of a town right above Lancaster, the one right next to Edwards Air Force Base. Look at the freeway of the 14, the one that goes right through the valley, going north and south. There's a street called Roseman. That's the main drag in this insane asylum. Left-hand side, northwest quadrant. You got it? There's a shopping center. That was his home. Across the street over at Jack in the Box, his second home. Billy would get money for a dog he used to have, and for himself. People would give him sandwiches. Other people tried to bypass him like crazy. But for the ones who actually knew him, he thought he was pretty decent, so was the dog. Somebody complained about his dog. It was a shepherd. A German shepherd he had. Nicest dog. But somebody said he bit him. The dog bit somebody. And when that happens, state and county law gets involved. The dog was taken away. Billy became mentally distraught, very much so. On some occasions, he'd be taken in for a 72-hour hold, just for a psych hold, get medications, get cleaned up a little bit. He stopped taking his medications, comes right back over to the home he had, right behind Jack in the Box. There was a field, there was a little square field in there. He had a tent, literally, he had a tent in there. And he would live in there. He'd sleep in there. Surrounding area would be his bathroom, or else he'd be doing the bathroom inside Jack in the Box. Well, they did have restrooms. Showers, on the other hand, well, he had to use the bath. He had to use the sinks. There's literally no place for a person to be a homeless in this town. You have to make camp anywhere you can if you're going to be that way about it. There were a couple of places that squatters could use, and because of that, we really had issues. Because some of those places that squatters would use, we'd get the fire department to put out the fires that would be started by them, not to mention the brush clearance in the area. About a few years ago regarding Billy, this happened before the COVID nightmare kicked in. He was having a mental wig out, according to what's been told by Highway Patrol and by other people who were watching it. He was over at Jack in the Box late at night trying to use the bathroom, and they still hadn't shut up they hadn't closed down the shop yet. But he grabbed a plastic knife, started threatening people. We have CHP coming through our territory. Sometimes they'll base themselves over at the sheriff's station, or just come through Mojave, through their office out there into our area here. We had a trainee, we had a senior. Senior was taking information, the trainee was going to be confronting Billy. Shots were fired. Billy died. A very small part, who loved this guy, mourned. The rest of the town really couldn't deal with him. I kept seeing people replacing him throughout the years. We used to have a Thrifties in the big shopping area. Actually, Rite Aid, actually. But they had to move out, which left the front of the office space empty. There's shelter, and we would have people sleeping in that area for the past 3 or 4 years since COVID. It'd be a camp area. We'd get fresh homeless. People would give food and cash aid when they can. But the cops really don't disturb them. Don't have any reports about them yet. Once in a while we'll have them walking through the entire town. But up and down the main drag though. And maybe a few other areas too. There's not so much we can do. We don't have facilities for them. I mean, we do have food giveaways happening every week at different places, but there's not much we can do for the homeless situation we got going on. Every time they kept talking about how bad homeless people are and NIMBY this, NIMBY that, I'm like, don't you assholes ever figure it out that one of these here days it's going to be your ugly ass out there in the street? Don't you ever understand the problems that they face? It's not just mental health or drugs. It's also economics. People lose their fucking jobs. They lose the ability to pay for the bills and house and rent and get kicked out. They may not have a vehicle to use. Holy crap. You have a small town, I have a small town. I live in a county that has no clue how to deal with the homeless. Not even in Bakersfield, where the county seat is at, in Central Valley. It's the southern end of the Central Valley of California. Bakersfield is the nightmare town that runs everything in Kern County. We're not equipped enough, unlike LA County, when they're trying to utilize other sources they have. And the city of Lancaster still belly aches and still tries to throw people in jail, but they can't keep them there. They have to keep releasing them. City of Lancaster keeps bitching and belly aching at the city of Los Angeles for putting people, homeless people, on trains free of charge, shipping them out, and Lancaster freaks. It's coming through stories, but it's also coming through sheriff and through the mayor who wants to kill them all. He joked about it in a city hall, town hall meeting, and he wanted people to be using fentanyl. The homeless people to be killed off by fentanyl. And he laughed about it. They got him on video. Passed around virally. He's an evil son of a bitch. He is an ambulance chasing lawyer that built up his business and bought him the seat for Lancaster for over 20 or more years in this insane asylum. A real evil son of a bitch. And he's a Trumper. He's a Trumplicant, actually. When they had that Oregon law going through the Supreme Court that turned homeless people into NIMBYs, non-existent people. Oh, God, man. I know the cities, even blue state and blue cities, were having their own issues regarding homeless people, but they were trying to develop programs on how to take care of them, including my state of California. But we have Trump's government fucking things up left and right. Right about now, my bed, I need sleep. I'm going to get this processed later on, and I'm going to send you some links on this one, dude. Okay? We got to talk.